Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, my colleagues, dignitaries, good morning. Welcome to the inauguration ceremony of the international conference titled Postcolonial Perspectives, Language, Literature and Culture in the Global South, organized by the Department of English of Daffodil International University.
It's indeed an honor and privilege to welcome you to this international conference on postcolonial perspectives, language, literature and culture, and the global south. We are very happy that at last a vision that we took about 4 or 5 months back has come to a success, or on the way of getting success today through this inauguration session. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank particularly to Professor Bill Ashcroft for being here among all these coronavirus threats. At a certain stage, I was a bit apprehensive whether Professor Ashcroft will be able to make it to here. You know what's happening around the world, especially in international flights. So, Professor Ashcroft, thank you very much. And I was talking to him yesterday and came to know that it is his first visit to Bangladesh. So, this is also an extra privilege for us that this conference occasioned his coming to Bangladesh for the first time. So not only Professor Ashcroft, perhaps you have noted that we tried to assemble all the leading scholars from Bangladesh in the field of English studies and more specifically postcolonial studies. We're also thankful to Professor Hamid Lahiri from Kolkata. He's here. Thank you, sir. So his arrival was also shrouded by uncertainty because he got his visa only the day of his arrival, right, sir? So we were exchanging emails. So happy thing is that he has at last got the visa and he's here. But some other names which we circulated are not here today for some unavoidable reasons. Among them, Professor Emeritus Shaykh Islam Chaudhury sir. Unfortunately, he will not be able to be here today to chair Professor Ashcroft's keynote. And thankfully, Professor Fakhrul Alam will be here within short time to be the chair of that session. And another name that we circulated at the beginning, Professor Syed Munjul Islam, sir also regretted he has an important appointment today. But I hope that you will excuse these shortcomings of ours, because you know, organizing such an important conference involving so many important people is not an easy thing, especially getting their schedule is not so easy. So I request all the presenters, participants, all the people involved in this conference to accept all our shortcomings and take the positive things that we can offer you. And we are very thankful to all the people who are here from different parts of the country. Some of them, I know that some of you have come from Rajshahi, Sylhet, Chittagong. We are really grateful to you. And we hope that this conference will be a great platform for exchanging our ideas about postcolonialism. And I would like to take this opportunity to express my thankfulness, though it is not the part to express thankfulness, yet I would like to express my thankfulness to my colleagues and my students who worked really hard to make it happen. And I'm also very much thankful to the university authority, to most important persons of the universities, our Vice Chancellor sir and Pro Vice Chancellor sir, they are here, our dean is here. All these people, they are so much supportive, so much cooperative, so much generous that without their supports, it would not have been possible. So I hope you enjoy this conference, and I wish all the best for the presenters. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge the fact on behalf of the organizers of this conference that the person who just spoke was the key in organizing this huge conference. So please put your hands together for the convener of the conference who took such burden on himself that he became sick. Sir, thank you. Now I would like to request Professor A.M.M. Hamid Rahman, Professor of English and Dean of Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences of Daffodil International University, to address this distinguished gathering. Sir, please.
Honorable Chair, Vice Chancellor, Daffodil University, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Chief Guest, Professor Bill Ashcroft, Head of the Department, and all the dignitaries, scholars, academics assembled here this morning. ফুল ফুটুক আর না ফুটুক আজ বসন্ত Flowers bloom or not, today is the first day of spring. হৃদয়ে বসন্ত জাগ্রত থাকুক. And also Valentine's Day. So there is love, there's enjoyment everywhere. And on this very day, we have organized this international conference, and I hope these 2 days would be enjoyable, entertaining, and thought-provoking for you. We look forward to these 2 days, and I hope all will have very enjoyable time. Thank you.
I think this is a very good platform for all of us to know about the culture, heritage, and etc. through this conference, and it will be a very interactive session to know each other, and I think this conference will be very useful for the scholars to discuss many things and to share knowledge among themselves, and will be benefited from this conference, and we hope that this conference will be a very successful one. At the same time, my thanks to all of the organizers who worked hard for the success of this conference. And with these few words, I'd like to conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Dean Sir and Pro Vice Chancellor Sir for being so brief. Ladies and gentlemen, by this time you know from the conference schedule that we are going to listen to Professor Bill Ashcroft's keynote address just in a while, actually at 10:45. But before that happens, we would like the conference to be inaugurated by him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and privilege to call onto these days Professor Bill Ashcroft as the chief guest of today's ceremony. Sir, please.
Well, thank you very much. This is indeed a great honor, and I do congratulate the head of English and for the entire staff of Daffodil University for putting on this very important international conference. And although I wasn't aware that I had to inaugurate the conference itself, I'm very happy to do so. It was fortunate for me to arrive. Of course, we all know the coronavirus problem, and some people advised me not to travel, but it was because I was aware of the amazing amount of work that had been put into this conference that I felt that I definitely must come. And therefore, I'm very happy to inaugurate this conference and wish all speakers and participants well. Thank you.
Now, the final speech, and I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Yusuf Mahbubul Islam, the Vice Chancellor of Daffodil International University, to give his concluding remarks as the chair of the ceremony. Sir, please.
As the chair of the inauguration session, I would like to show you one clip, newspaper cutting from 1835. The purpose of this clip is to help us focus on the purpose and why we need such a conference. Some people have said this is not authentic. Of course, a paper like this, there would always be doubts, because the people who did it, they would like to disown what they did. The daily is called My India, and this is 1835, and I'll read it out to you. I have traveled, it's by Lord Macaulay. It's his address to the British Parliament on the 2nd of February, 1835. I have traveled across the length and the breadth of India, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such high caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country. Unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage, and therefore I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. So I would ask the audience to think through of whether this is true today. Are we that dominated nation? Have we lost our self-esteem? Do we think English is all good? Do we think foreign culture is all good? But that is what we are talking about is post-colonialism. But here, also pointed out, is before that time, what was our culture? What was our education system? How come the country was so good? So not only do we need to look at what we are now, but we need to look at what we were before the colonial period and bring our own self-respect and self-esteem back and work towards the kind of culture, the kind of environment that we had before the colonial period. And this is why the perspectives of post-colonialism is important. And I just wanted to show this clip to help focus on why we need thoughts on this, because looking at history, we know what we have to do for the future. And I congratulate the organizers for thinking of such a thing and organizing it, and I thank all of you for taking the trouble to participate and share your ideas. And I hope that the conference will give you plenty of food for thought, plenty of sharing, and the networking that you do, I hope it will continue after the conference and develop into good ideas to take us forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And we do hope that that kind of discussion will take place in these 2 days. That brings us to the end of the inaugural session. We hope that you will be engaged in fruitful discussions during the presentations, plenary session, and panel discussion, and enjoy these 2 days. Wish us all the best so that we can organize the conference in the most befitting manner. And from our part, we wish good luck to all the presenters.